I always gotta change it. I always have to change it at the beginning. Alright. Hold on.
休息時に次の計画を練ろう。
We'll put it like this for now, but then we'll probably change it. I'll have to fix the thumbnail later. I'm just using the Live Gamer Bolt one I did previously. Okay, so we are on the PlayStation 5 and we are streaming Genshin Impact off the PS5 over the Avermedia Live Gamer Bolt, which is an external 4K 60 capture card that offers HDR. Hey Chris, yeah, we are testing Thunderbolt 4. So this is Thunderbolt on AMD. So this is the new AM5 platform. So this is 4K 60. Now, I'm not able to stream at 4K 60, but I am using a 4K 60 Avermedia Live Gamer Bolt capture card. So what I'm seeing right now is 4K 60 in front of me. But the stream, it's just not enough bandwidth to upload a 4K stream in real time to YouTube. So that's kind of the limiting factor here. Let's see. But yeah, so far it works pretty good. I did a video showcasing, unboxing not just the Live Gamer Bolt, but also how to set it up with the AM5. X670E Taichi with 2 USB 4. Let me see. We have a new subscriber. D-Man 5567. Thanks for the subscription to the channel. Welcome to the channel. So 2 USB. Yes. So you do have. Are you sure you don't have? Oh, you don't have Thunderbolt devices. Yeah, I was gonna say. So I did a live stream talking about Thunderbolt, and we will probably reiterate some of what was talked about in a previous stream on this one. But so far, from what I can see, there isn't really, as from what I can tell, any sort of latency or anything. Now I did showcase this, testing this with Horizon Forbidden West, I believe was the game. It's got the Maple Ridge control. Yes, yes. And I talked about this, so we'll probably detail the block diagram here for the Taichi motherboard. But the Taichi motherboard is a very good motherboard if you want Thunderbolt. Another good one, although there is kind of a negative about it, is the Asus Pro Creator. Oh, that was quick. Alright. Yeah, it's got the Maple Ridge controller. So, I'm using the same Maple Ridge controller, but I'm using the add-in card from Gigabyte. So, the Gigabyte motherboard that we're using for this system, it doesn't come with the Thunderbolt controller. It's not integrated into the motherboard, but they do give you the... They do include the Thunderbolt, the 5-pin header. And that's what allows you to add Thunderbolt and USB 4 to this particular motherboard. And that should be the case for pretty much most of Gigabyte's. As far as I know, all of the X670, both the E and the non-E, as well as some of the B650 boards from Gigabyte, allow Thunderbolt. What was I gonna do? claim that stuff. Yeah, I'm just kind of, since the stream just started, I'm kind of waiting for a couple more viewers to tune in, and then we'll go over the block diagram. But it is nice that we now finally have true Thunderbolt support on an AMD-based platform, on desktop platform, without having to jump through a lot of hoops to get it working, which I think is really nice. Yeah, it's pretty much the same controller. The reason why it works the same is because at the end of the day, all of these AMD motherboards that ship with USB 4 all contain the exact same Maple Ridge controller. They're just integrated onto the board. So we'll talk about some of the traces, like the wire traces, and why in some scenarios the add-in card is actually better than having it included with the motherboard. But in most cases, from what I've seen, it doesn't really matter. The only trade-off is if you want video input. So like if you want DisplayPort in for Thunderbolt video pass-through, you would need the add-in card. So, or the ASUS Pro Creator. So the ASUS X670E Pro Creator board does include the DisplayPort input for pass-through video, whereas the ASRock Taichi, the Crosshair Asus boards, those include USB 4 via the Thunderbolt controller, but they do not include they omit the DisplayPort out feature. And I think the reason why they do that is because what they've done is they have wired the video out from the integrated graphics into the Thunderbolt controller for video pass-through from the CPU. So that's why. So actually, let me go ahead and detail it for you real quick. So I'll just go ahead and open up Paint here, and we'll just kind of draw it out in terms of the block diagram. Let me just bring Paint up, and then we will close this out for now. Where's Paint? Okay, so let me move the chat over so I can see you guys. Minimize this. It's got a lot of windows open. Okay, so the way it works is on the Thunderbolt controller, it's the Intel. All of these motherboards that include USB 4 are actually using the Intel, I think it's the JHL 8540 TB4 Thunderbolt 4 controller. So they all ship with, well, not all of them, but they ship with this. So I'll give you guys a list. So we're just going to list some of the motherboards. So the most expensive motherboard that ships with this controller is the ASUS ROG, so the Republic of Gamers, X670E Crosshair Extreme. So this one has it, but this is a $1,000 motherboard. So I don't really recommend it. It has a lot of other drawbacks too, which we're not really going to talk about on this stream. But I don't particularly like the ASUS board this time around. The other one that has it is the Hero. So this one does include it as well. This is a $699, so $700 motherboard. So very expensive. The ASUS X670E Pro Art Creator, which I believe is a $500 motherboard. So okay, so this one is unique because this one includes the video. The DisplayPort in is included on this motherboard. So that's, I'm going to mark that one. So those include, and then of course the ASRock X670E Taichi, which is also a $500 motherboard. And then you have the Gigabyte, what is it? X670E AORUS Extreme, which is again $700. The Gigabyte X670E AORUS Master, which is the one that I'm using. Why can't I type today? This is a $500 motherboard, just like the Taichi. So these, I'll just mark them in color, and then we'll just talk about that a little bit later. The other Gigabyte, I think it's the Elite, if I'm not mistaken. The Gigabyte AORUS Elite. I forget the name. It's some weird name. And I forget the price. I think it's $289 or something. I can't remember exactly. That one's a non-E. So these are the ones that I'm aware of. Now I believe the Strix. So I think the Strix also has it, but it's via add-in card. So I don't know why that changed my color. ASUS ROG Strix -E. I think this one includes it. This is a $400 or $500 motherboard as well. So this one is via add-in card. So via AIC. So you have to have an add-in card, just like this one. All the Gigabyte ones require the Gigabyte add-in card. So they all have the header. In fact, I think some of Gigabyte's I know the B650E AORUS Master also includes the Thunderbolt header, which is pretty cool because that one is like a $350 motherboard, and it includes via the AIC. So I think there's probably a bunch of other ones that I'm forgetting, but yeah. So the thing is, you're impressed I remember them? Well, I mean, I've talked about this on multiple streams in the past. Back when the new AM5 platform launched, we were talking about this in a previous stream. The AIC ID. Yeah, so the cool thing about the AIC, so in general, right, there's a couple of ports on here. So there's the, you have, on the actual card itself, you would have two, if you're using the AIC, you have two USB-C in the middle, you have two DisplayPort output, and then you have a full DisplayPort. So this is, I don't know how to draw this out, but this is basically, this is DP in. I think it's DP in, or do I have it backwards? I think I might have this backwards. The mini USB or mini DP, I think, is DisplayPort in or out. I forget because I'm not using it myself. But you have the 2x USB-C in the middle. So these are the main ones. So those are the ones that come with the motherboard. So in the case of like the Taichi, what they've done is, well, actually, you know what? Let me make sure that the DisplayPort in is actually what it includes, because that's, I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. Is that flickering? I hope not. Let me see. Okay, I was right. So I was wrong actually. Yeah, this is out. This is out. This is the pass-through. This is the in. So you have two in. Oh, so it is flickering? Okay, I need to fix that because it's not supposed to be doing that. Why is it flickering? If I do this, does it stop? That's weird. Okay, but now it's not. I guess I'll have to do it that way then. I don't know why it's flickering, but I stopped it by making it smaller. Well, there's actually nothing behind it, so I don't know why. Okay. Yeah, I had the window maximized, and for some reason it was flickering when it's maximized, so now it's actually windowed. But yeah, so the add-in card includes the full functionality on the faceplate. So if this is the faceplate on the back of the card, the internal part of the card, so you have a PCI, trying to think here, so how would I draw this? So yeah, the PCI X4 finger is over here. So this would be PCIe X4 Gen 3. So the thing about the Thunderbolt is it actually uses Gen 3 speed. And then on the back of the card, if we're talking the add-in card from Gigabyte, so the one that I have, it's got 2 PEG connectors for power. So you can charge, I forget, I think it's like, I want to say it's like 90 watts charging for devices. Oh no, it's more than, no, I think it's probably more than 90, but I forget what the number is. I'm trying to see if I remember what it is. 97 watts, up to 97 watts off of the PCI, the 6-pin, dual PCI 6-pin power connectors. So that's inside. And then you have the Thunderbolt. So I have an installation video on my channel showing how to install this exact... So the one I'm actually talking about here is the Gigabyte GC Maple Ridge add-in card. So this is the specific one that I have. And I've detailed how to install this in a Gigabyte X670 motherboard and connect the 5-pin header. So there's a 5-pin header that's like on the card, on the back of the card here. And then you have the USB 2 that has to connect to the motherboard as well for the USB control plane signaling. So you got all those connectors on the board. So this right here is the back. This is the part that goes to the motherboard. These are the extra like cables that you connect inside the computer. So yeah, the reason why you do not have the DisplayPort in on the Taichi is because what ASRock has done is they have taken the CPU integrated graphics. So the integrated graphics, they have wired that in the motherboard. They have specifically wired that internally. Now you can't see these because they're not on the faceplate. But essentially what ASRock has done, and I believe ASUS has done the same thing for the Crosshair motherboards, they have taken the integrated graphics card, or integrated graphics on the CPU, the Ryzen CPU, they have run a wire through the motherboard into the DisplayPort in to allow you to get video out of one of those USB-C ports for video from your integrated graphics. That's how you're able to do that. I believe that's how they've done it for all those boards. That's why you can actually display to a monitor via USB-C. One of those 40 gig USB 4 ports can actually output video to a monitor. So you would need like a USB-C on one end to DisplayPort on the other end. So I think that's what they've done. That's the reason why you lose the DisplayPort in functionality on the integrated solution for the Taichi. I think it's the same with these two boards. I think all those do it the same way. The one exception that I know of is the ASUS ProArt Creator. This one leaves the mini DisplayPort available, so it doesn't run that video out. So I think that's the only one that I'm aware of that does it that way, though. You had a USB-C to DisplayPort adapter and running, yeah. So I'd have to go back and look at the Taichi specifically. Let's see. Let me see if we can bring that one up. Because we did a really extensive live stream covering all of the new flagship motherboards for this platform, like several weeks ago on the channel. So let me see. Let's bring up the... where is it at? Hold on, where is it at? Okay, so what I have here, let me share this screen. Wait, no, not that screen. Where is it? Yeah, this is the screen. So we'll hide the window for now. So here is the owner's manual for the Taichi motherboard. So the cool thing about this is if we look, does it say? So one of these, so okay, so right here, these 9 and 7 are the 40 gig. These should be the 40 gig USB. Yeah, oh no, 10, no, hold on a second, am I wrong here? Oh yeah, 10 and 8. 10 is a USB 4, 8 is a USB 4. So these ports are actually the Thunderbolt ports. These are the ports that are connected internally to the Intel USB 4, or not USB 4, the Intel Thunderbolt. It's basically this. The Intel Thunderbolt 4 JHL854 Thunderbolt 4 controller. So this is the chip. I can prove it here. Well, not on this. On this. So right here. So the really nice thing about the Taichi has an excellent owner's manual. They give you the full block diagram that shows where everything is. And sure enough, here we go. Intel USB 4 controller, Maple Ridge. And there's your two USB-C ports. And notice how it's running DisplayPort from the CPU. So basically what they're doing is they're taking the two, what would be your mini DisplayPort input for video input, and they have wired those to the integrated graphics on the CPU. That's the reason why you don't get DisplayPort in. Oh, the window in the background is flickering. Is it flickering again? Oh, never mind. That was an earlier comment. Flavored Mold had mentioned that. I was just making sure. Okay. So the Gigabyte AORUS Elite AX, is that the X670? Let's go find that one real quick. We were talking about, this is a monitor review. X670 Gigabyte. X670 AORUS Elite. This one. So I encourage you guys, if you have a Gigabyte board, ASRock, or a MSI. Well, MSI, unfortunately, is the only one that doesn't support Thunderbolt on AM5. They're the only one. So if you want Thunderbolt and you like MSI, unfortunately, MSI is the only one that did not include it. So right here. So this is the AORUS. You have the Thunderbolt right here. I don't know if you guys can see the mouse, but Thunderbolt 4. This is the U4, aka USB 4. There's your 5-pin header. So if you watch my video that shows how to install this Gigabyte add-in card, it will work on the AORUS Elite the same way it works on the Master. Oh, the B650? Okay, so the B650... AORUS Elite. I think that one has it also. Yeah, I think this one... I think all the Gigabyte ones include the Thunderbolt header. You just have to look here. Oh, wait. Does it have it? Oh dear, I don't see it. This is the... Yeah, I don't see it. Normally it would go over here. Yeah, that one... So this one looks like it probably doesn't have it. So I know the B650E AORUS Master does have it. So, unfortunately, I don't see... Unless I'm missing it here, I don't really see it anywhere. Yeah, because it would be labeled in the manual. You're using that header to run front panel USB? I think you're talking about a different header. You're talking about a USB 2 header. We're talking about a header that says THB U4. This is the one that you need for Thunderbolt. For the Thunderbolt add-in card for Gigabyte. So, Chris, you were actually able to run 3 displays off the iGPU. Two from the Type-C. Yeah. A third from the... Yeah. So, that's... the Taichi has a lot of, like, good options there. Because, see, the Taichi has DisplayPort 1 input, DisplayPort 2 input. The input to these DisplayPorts... You can't see them physically, but they're inside the motherboard via wires, or from the integrated graphics over to that. So both of those USB-C ports, those USB 4 ports, both support display out. And then you also have the HDMI, which is somewhere on here. I mean, it's supposed to show it. I'm not sure. I'm not seeing... Oh, right here. HDMI port right there. So yeah, see, display 1 or display 0, display 1, display 2. So you have 3 display outs off of this integrated graphics. So that's really nice. That's really nice for a... It kind of depends on the use case. Like I've been saying from the start that yes, the AM5 is expensive, but the thing is, it's really meant for people who want to do prosumer sort of applications. Like if you're wanting to just game on a new desktop, really I feel like B650E is the best value, because B650E's pricing scheme is very similar to X570, and it still gives you the benefit of PCIe Gen 5 on the graphics and the M.2 and all that stuff. So okay, yeah, because I was gonna say, like, the nice thing with this is this motherboard also provides the by 8x8, so you could do, you know, you could run the GPU in the top slot at by 8, and then you could get an add-in card to do, like, or either a second GPU, or you could do you know, M.2, like 2 M.2s in the by 8 slot via an add-in card. So there's a lot of interesting stuff there. Or if you didn't need that, you could run a capture card like what I'm using here, or like an internal capture card, like an Avermedia 4K Pro, for example, or an Elgato card off of this slot. So it still has the ability to do all of that. But yeah, overall, this board is fully loaded in terms of they're not wasting any of the lanes. Like, everything is accounted for in terms of their Gen 3 lanes. They've got ASMedia controllers to get more SATA drives on there. The Wi-Fi is taking up 1 lane of Gen 3. The integrated LAN is 1 Gen 3. You know, it's like all that. And then you get 4 more SATA. These SATAs support RAID. These SATAs will not support RAID because they're on ASMedia controllers. Hey, Joel. Yeah, we're going over Thunderbolt. We're kind of answering questions on Thunderbolt 4 on AM5, because I feel like that's a good use case for these new boards, because unlike the previous generation with AM4, where Thunderbolt support was very hit or miss, or extremely rare at best in terms of official support, where you actually could buy a motherboard that had a header to support the Thunderbolt 3, like the Titan Ridge card. Now we actually have full official support. In some cases, the motherboards actually ship with the Maple Ridge controller, like in the case of the Taichi. But like I was saying earlier, the only brand that misses out on Thunderbolt is MSI. There are currently no MSI motherboards that not only do they not include any option for an integrated Thunderbolt controller, but they also do not include the 5-pin or 3+5 pin Thunderbolt header on the motherboard. So you can't add an add-in card for Thunderbolt on MSI, unfortunately. They're the only ones that you can't do Thunderbolt on. So that's kind of a deal breaker for some people who really need Thunderbolt on desktop, like if they're doing prosumer work for you know, like data or video out, that sort of thing. But yeah, that's the only thing, man, because I've been saying for a while that the MSI Meg Ace, the X670E Ace, is the best AM5 motherboard. If money is no option, the MSI board is actually better than the ASUS, the $1,000 ASUS Crosshair Extreme. It's also better than MSI's Godlike, which is like $1,300, which is outrageous for a motherboard. But yeah, it's weird. The only thing that Ace lacks out or misses out on is the Thunderbolt and USB 4. But they do give you a CPU by 4 PCI Gen 5 expansion slot. So you tested the ARC A770 and it ran very well for DX11. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I haven't been able to find time to retest mine. Yeah. I mean, I've been saying that Ace was the best one. Actually, originally I was trying to get the Ace on launch day, but my local Micro Center didn't have one, so I ended up getting the Master, and then I just kind of had to build my basically build my entire workflow around that motherboard, and then I ended up adding Thunderbolt, and then just kind of doing a video on it, and now here we are. So, but yeah, I mean, the gameplay kind of speaks for itself in terms of the Thunderbolt support. Am I going to buy the 7900 XTX when it comes out? I don't know. I tried to get the 4090 and failed. And then I went and bought Intel 13th Gen, which was kind of a waste of money, to be honest. Considering I haven't really done a whole lot with it. I did upload a video on how to enable an eco mode on Intel's 13900K, because it really needs one if you want to run it on a standard air cooler. But even then, it still gets into the 90s when you're running a long render. But I'll try to get the 7900 XTX. I kind of need to save up a little bit more money. I don't really have money to get one of those right now, but we'll see. I'll try to be able to get one if possible. But I definitely do want to cover it. At the very least, expect me to do a video talking about the various AIB cards and which ones I think would be the best options. It'll depend on a couple things. It'll depend on how expensive they are relative to the reference MSRP, and the performance uplift and the brand itself, you know, their track record. Because I know if a lot of people are interested in considering AMD, but they don't have experience purchasing in terms of the different brands, like, for instance, Sapphire, XFX, Power Color, Vision Tech, and then the others, you know, Asus, MSI, those guys, what their track record is like with Radeon cards. I'm going to cover all of that because I'm pretty well experienced. I'd like to think so, at least, in terms of Team Red's graphics cards. I have a lot of AMD graphics cards. Right now, you're just using the iGPU. Yeah, and that works too. If you're not playing any games, then yeah. For a workstation that doesn't do video rendering, the 7950X is actually amazing. It's amazing value when you think about it, because you're getting something that is, it's the way I see it is like the 7900X and the 7950X, the two Ryzen CPUs, the Ryzen 9 CPUs, are essentially like getting you a budget Threadripper, if you want to look at it that way. Because I did do a video showcasing DaVinci Resolve, the new Ryzen 9 7950X versus the old Threadripper from the X399. So that one is the 2950X. That's the very first 16-core CPU that I've ever owned. And the AMD Ryzen 7000 series CPU completely demolished Threadripper. The old Threadripper didn't stand a chance in video rendering. So it does show you that they have come a long way in terms of energy efficiency and like the actual performance. So yeah, really good stuff. If you're someone who was holding out on getting Threadripper, but you're okay with less PCIe lanes and not having to spend $100 per core, because that's how much the Threadripper Pro CPUs cost. It's roughly, you know, $100 per core. So if you're talking 32 cores on a Threadripper 5000, you're gonna spend, you know, $3,200. So everybody complained that AM5 is really expensive. They need to look at Threadripper, and then they're not gonna think that anymore. So the AMD GPUs have massive overclock. Well, we'll see. I don't know. I mean, it'll be interesting to see that. Honestly, I feel like the new AMD GPUs remind me of the GPUs. Basically, they remind me of AMD's GPUs from like 2012, like 10 years ago. Like the HD 7970 gigahertz edition, the HD 7. Not only do they have the exact same number, like their 7000 series, again, after 10 years, which is hilarious when you think about it, but those GPUs were very competitive with NVIDIA. In fact, the 7970 gigahertz was the fastest gaming GPU until NVIDIA launched the very first Titan. So the Kepler-based GTX Titan launched in, I think it was like in the spring of 2013, which was more than 9 years ago. So it'll be 10 years ago next year. But yeah, AMD was in the lead until NVIDIA launched the Titan. So 7970 was no slouch. I still have my 7970. I did a video on it earlier this year. Basically, it was like the video was something like 7970 should you upgrade, and I kind of showed how it performed with current games that are kind of all over the place. Like the games ranged from games that are hard to run to games that are easy to run, and see how it scaled. So, but yeah, this is not the entire list. For those looking at this, thinking about Thunderbolt on AM5, this is not the entire list. This is just what I remember. So there are probably a few others that I'm forgetting. Particularly on the ASRock side. There's probably some ASRock ones that have an add-in header or something like that. You mostly use DaVinci Resolve right now? If a card... have a card, I should be able to game and render faster. Yeah, I mean, you know, if you... So the thing with DaVinci Resolve, from my experience using DaVinci Resolve, and now granted, I have used it with both GeForce and Radeon cards, unless you're using the DaVinci Resolve Studio, which is the paid version, which I don't have. I only use the free version. The paid one, actually, when you use the GPU acceleration, it does make a difference. But if you're using the free one, like what I'm using, the GPU doesn't really do that much. Yes, it does accelerate. You can see it doing work in the task manager, but it's really not that much. It's still heavily CPU limited, or heavily dependent on the CPU's multi-thread performance if you're using the free version of DaVinci Resolve. Yeah. Yeah, the main difference between the two of them is going to be that second chipset. So with the Taichi, the X670 is going to give you the second chipset. The B650E is going to give you one of the chipsets, but not the other one. So, and we've done a lot of videos on this. I have a video on my channel. If you want to know all there is to know about X670, X670E, B650, and B650E, I'll just put it this way. If you want to know, if you want to hear so much about those platforms, so much detail to the point where you don't want to learn any more about them, I encourage you to watch that video, because that video is going to go very, very in-depth in terms of the lane allocation, and then it kind of talks about the different use cases for some of the motherboards. But the cool thing about AM5 and B650, B650 is really good for gaming. Like, if all you want to do is play games, B650 is where it's at, or B650E. I personally think B650E is the value king in this space, because I think, like, you can get a $300 B650E motherboard, and that basically gives you 24 lanes of Gen 5, all to the CPU, plus you're getting, you know, the 8 additional PCI Gen 4 lanes off the chipset, and the 4 PCI Gen 3 lanes off the chipset, and plus a whole bunch of USB, and all that stuff. And if you're going with a Gigabyte board, you could add Thunderbolt onto the B650E board. So I feel like it's a really good value. I guess let's clean some of this up here. Do I have... So where is... yeah, so this one... Is this still open? Yeah, so this is the... Oh no, this is the B650. The non-E. What I wanted to look at is the B650E AORUS Master. Because I feel like this one, in my opinion, after looking at all the different motherboards, I feel like if somebody's on a budget and they want a really good AM5 motherboard, if they want to pair it up with, say, like a 7700X, which, by the way, is faster than all the Intel 12th gen, it only loses out to the higher core... Well, I mean, even then, it doesn't really lose out to AMD's Ryzen 9s in gaming. But I feel like this motherboard, so the B650E AORUS Master, paired up with a Ryzen 7 7700X, or maybe one of those X3D CPUs next year on AM5, I feel like that would be probably the best gaming PC for the money, because you're getting 24 lanes of Gen 5, all CPU connected, and then for your chipset, you're still getting your traditional expansion card slots. So, for example, on this motherboard in particular, see, this one has a Thunderbolt header. So you could buy the Gigabyte add-in card and install it in this X4 slot, get USB 4, while still having like 4 M.2 drives that are all Gen 5 capable. You know, and the Gen 5 capable graphics card slot. Well, now granted, there are no Gen 5 graphics cards, at least today, but you know how it is with AM5. You buy this motherboard, you know, 2 years from now, a Gen 5 GPU from either AMD or NVIDIA launches, you can just put that in, and then, you know, you still have the drop-in upgrade for Zen 5. So it's not like this is a bad platform to get into, and this motherboard's not super expensive relative to other motherboards. This one's like a $350 motherboard, so which it's technically it's cheaper than the X570 like AM4 flagships from, you know, back in the day with the Ryzen 5000 CPUs. So I don't really think it's that bad of a value. I mean, I leave mine on. My integrated GPU is still on. Because I don't know, I think like AMD, didn't they talk about something kind of like what Intel has with, which I actually do need to do a video on that, by the way. I do want to test the A770. Like, Intel touted that technology, I think it was hyper encode. I forgot what it's called, where you can basically leverage the IGPU plus your discrete GPU, the DGPU, to speed up encoding. I think Intel touted that. AMD, at their announcement, they talked about the same kind of thing where you could leverage like the integrated, or, well, I don't know if it was the same thing. They were talking about something that made it sound like it's GPU encoding plus offloading something or using some CPU resources on the Ryzen CPU, which to me doesn't sound like it's the same thing as what Intel is doing, but I have to test those two different scenarios. So, but we'll see. Like, I'll have to somehow figure out how I'm going to be able to get one of those 7900 XT or XTX cards to be able to test that. If it's only on the latest GPUs. If it's allowed, if they roll it out to the 6000 series GPUs, then I'll be able to test it pretty quick. IGPU will speed up rendering. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Most people disable it. Yeah, I don't know about that. Maybe, but I think most people, if it's enabled by default, they don't bother. Because I feel like a lot of people, I think when we say most people, we're speaking from an enthusiast like mindset. The average Joe is not going to go into the BIOS and try to turn off the iGPU. They're just not going to bother with it. So if the motherboard defaults to it on, it's most likely just going to be on. And then if it defaults to off, then it'll probably stay off. I feel like that's how most people are. So the reality is most people that upgrade their computer every 5 years or whatever it is, they're not that technical. They just don't bother to deal with that stuff. Even if there's someone who decides to build it themselves as opposed to just buying a pre-build. Now that's a completely different thing, because most people who buy desktop computer, or even like still use a desktop computer, they still buy a pre-build. Like, pre-builds are still the lion's share of the market. DIY, building your own PC, is still kind of very much a niche hobby enthusiast thing, right? Like, not that many people do that anymore. So, you know, we like to think that a lot of people build their own PCs and would know how to go in the BIOS and turn off the iGPU. But the reality is the vast majority of people who just want to use a high-end desktop to play games, they don't really care. I mean, I'm just speaking from my own experience, from people that I know. Very few of them care to do any of the things that I'm doing with my PC in terms of tweaking stuff in the BIOS. Yeah, but the thing is, most people don't care. Most people, at the end of the day, if the pre-build is only $200, $300 more, or whatever it is, $400 more, they'll just pay that extra money just so they don't have to touch the, you know, they don't have to deal with thermal paste, they don't have to deal with any of the connections, they don't have to do with cable management. They're paying that money for the service of having somebody else do the cable management for them, put everything together, ship it to them, provide a warranty, whatever, all that stuff. So, you know, there's a lot. Most people just have that mindset. They just don't want to be bothered to do it themselves. That's the reality. Yes, you save money if you build it yourself. That's how it always is, right? Like if you have to fix your car, if you have, like, okay, I'll give you an example, because it's like, it costs a lot less to build a PC yourself. So I am somebody who, I know how to change my own brake pads on my car. Okay? I can guarantee you, most people are not going to be able to change their own brake pads on their car, let alone their own tires if the tires need to be replaced. Same concept. Yes, the PC's smaller. It's easier to work with your hands. A car is really, really big. It's really, really heavy. There's all this stuff. There's the potential hazards if the jack doesn't hold the car up, if you don't know how to do it correctly. There's all that kind of stuff. But what I'm saying is, in my mind, I can change my own parts in my car. So for me, changing stuff in the PC is easy. But for the average Joe that doesn't know how to, like, change the brake pads in their car, you know, they'd rather just pay someone to do it for them anyway, right? The same concept with building your own PC. I mean, maybe yes and no. I don't know about that. They could be cheaper, but, you know, not necessarily. I feel like not all pre-builds are that bad. Because think about it like this. When you buy a laptop, like, let's say you're buying a high-end, either a business laptop or a gaming laptop, do you care to think what's the quality of the charger for the laptop? Like, is the charger 80 plus gold? Do we even look at that stuff? Even if it's a high-end laptop with like an RTX 3080 or something? No one really does, right? So I can assure you the laptop power supplies are nowhere near as good as the average power supply that goes in a desktop. And even the ones that are the big bricks that power like a high-end gaming laptop, like a big 17-inch. So yeah, I mean, there'll be cost savings, but I think at the end of the day, most of the pre-builds are using OEM. They're using ODM or OEM parts that are, you know, if they're from CWT or Superflower or something, it's just the lower wattage units. They're not going to be as good as the higher end ones that you can buy from Micro Center, or like if you're building your own one, for example. But they're not going to be terrible. Like, I don't think the pre-build ones are that bad. I mean, yeah, if you cheap out and buy like a really, really sketchy pre-build from some unknown company that just got into the business, then yeah, maybe it would be a bad power supply, but I don't know. I feel like Main Gear, Origin PC, HP Omen, Dell, I mean, even Dell's like Alienware desktop, I don't think those have bad PSUs in them. They're just going to be lower wattage overall. So, but here, let's bring this back up. Let me bring this, what did I want to do here? Okay. Let's bring this back on. Okay. So let's just kind of show the gameplay. This is PlayStation 5. This is PlayStation 5 at 4K 60, going into a external Live Gamer Bolt capture card, and then that is connected into the Thunderbolt add-in card to the Gigabyte GC Maple Ridge. So this is kind of showcasing Thunderbolt 4 on AM5. Did I see your comment about Quake 2? Yeah, you tested it with 1440p, right? And also the one with the 6700. Yeah, I haven't got a chance to go back and test that. And the reason why is because I haven't put the 6700 back in the PC. I still have the ARC GPU in there. So that's why. Who should be my last one? I guess her. Okay. Oh, I should have done that earlier. Let's see, what do we got here? 5,000 Primo Gems, 15 wishes. And then we got 4 of these. I don't know, man. I don't think I'm gonna wish on here. Do I have either? I know I don't have that new character. I don't think I have Yoimiya though. I don't know if I even need Yoimiya. I don't have a good ranged pyro though. So, I can't decide if I should roll for Yoimiya or the other one or none of them. Not really. Now, the thing is, with Genshin Impact, I haven't tried to run this game on a really old GPU. Actually, no, I take that back. I think I did run it on the old HD 7970. But I have to go back and look at the results at 1080p, like how that GPU handled this game at max settings. Because this game is being played on max settings. In fact, they introduced FSR 2.0 on this game, and they turned it on by default. It's weird, like, I didn't even have to enable it, so it's already running right now. So this is the game with FSR 2 at 4K 60. Now, granted, you guys are only able to see it at 1080p because YouTube live streaming is only 1080p. So, yeah, I think Intel can handle this 60 FPS at 4K no problem. I don't think it's that hard to run. Oh, I forgot to use what's her name for the fire. Hold on, let me put her fire spell something. Okay, burn this thing down. He just made a really weird roar sound. But I'm testing the input latency and I can't tell if there's any input latency. It seems really smooth to me. The PS5 is like a 6600 XT. No, it's actually a little bit more than that. It's more like a 6700 non-XT. But they're kind of close. It's definitely higher than that though, because if you look up the specs on the GPU, it's a higher end GPU than the 6600. The thing is, it's probably not clocked that high relative to the 6900 or the 6600. I forget though. I forget what the PS. I think it's like 3. No, that's the CPU part. I forget what the GPU runs at on the PS5. Man, he has so much firepower. Why is she? Okay, so it's a little bit slower. Yeah, but the thing with the consoles is the consoles have a lot less overhead, though, compared to PC. So that's the reason why I still think it's more like 6700. But I think with newer games, we're already starting to see these newer GPUs fall a little bit short. I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. I guess I'm supposed to do the... Oh, that expired. Oh, you know what I can do? I can go to the housing thing. There isn't a single path trace game on console. Well, I mean, do you really expect them to be able to run path trace? I don't think they were designed to do that. I really think that they weren't designed to do that. Path tracing can't be optimized for a GPU. Yeah, but what I'm saying is the console game. The console game, I don't think developers are gonna go and like read, you know what I'm saying? They're not gonna edit a console game to support path tracing. It just doesn't seem like something that they would do. Not the GPU. The GPU, I don't think the GPU was designed for that to begin with. Because I think, like, the ray tracing originally, my guess is that when Sony set out to build the PS5, I don't think ray tracing was originally a thing for them. Like, it wasn't a requirement. They kind of added it later on. Like, because you gotta remember, what was the first... So, the RTX 20 series from NVIDIA was the very first ray tracing-based GPU. That was 2018. That was September 2018. The PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X were already being developed at that time. Like, whoever set out to spec the requirements originally, they made that list long before the RTX 20 series was available. They could, but like I'm saying is, who's gonna do that? Who's gonna do the work to port that to the console? Because NVIDIA helped with the RTX on Quake 2, and NVIDIA, you know, NVIDIA has nothing to do with PS5 and the Xbox, so there's no incentive for NVIDIA to do that. So it would have to be the people who hold the rights to Quake 2. And are they gonna do that? Probably not. I don't really see why they would do that. So I just don't see it happening. I'm not saying it can't be done. It's a resource management thing. Like, someone's gonna have to do it, but nobody wants to. There's gotta be a business case. If there's no business case, no one's gonna develop it. Unless someone just wants to develop it for free. But again, it's console. If you develop something for free on console, like, it's kind of hard to get it out there. Oh, wait, not him. I hate when this happens. What am I trying to do? I don't even remember. Oh, I have to get to this thing? There. It's Quake 2 owns Microsoft? Or Bethesda owns? What did I just say? Bethesda owns Quake 2. I did not know that. That's weird. I never even realized that Bethesda owns Quake 2. I guess they could, but again, there has to be a business case, and I don't think there is one. Like, I don't think. See, like, in my mind, Bethesda probably thinks that they're not going to sell enough copies of Quake 2 to bother having a set of developers spend time doing that for console. There's no incentive. The reason why it happened on PC was because NVIDIA wanted to showcase, you know, RTX in all of its glory and take an old game. Basically, NVIDIA's the one that pushed for it. Oh, did my monitors went to sleep. Oh, that wasn't good. Shoot that thing. What is this guy doing over here? Oh, okay, I got some kind of achievement from doing something. I don't know what I did. I guess I evaporated them. Where are they now? Oh boy. Oh, I didn't. Oh, Kokomi needs to level up. She's like super under level. She's only level 60. She's still very, very OP though. Probably one of the most powerful characters in the game. AMD version is called Smart Access Video, allows 7000 series Ryzen to work with AMD GPUs to encode. See, you know, that's interesting. I don't know how they're going to implement that, because I feel like video encoding is already very, like, I just don't know what the CPU is going to add there. Unless they're talking about leveraging the integrated graphics on the Ryzen 7000 CPUs, I don't really know what the Ryzen CPU by itself, like if we're talking the CPU part of it, not the iGPU part of it, I don't know what it's gonna do, because it's that just, to me, that seems kind of weird. It'll be interesting to see how it works. If it ends up being the same as Intel, because in my mind it's probably just gonna be the same as the way Intel does the hyperencode. They just haven't really talked a lot about the details of how that works. They just said Ryzen 7000. The fact that it's Ryzen 7000 makes it sound like it might require the iGPU though. Oh, big guy. We got big guy and little guy. Okay. This guy's still alive. Not anymore. Oh boy. Let's try this. They said it'll be sorted by select software in December. Wait, so you're saying, did they say it works with the iGPU? Oh, apparently that little guy actually lived. I saw him over there in the back. Surprised that guy actually survived. Okay, that's cool. Alright, well that makes things interesting. Because then it basically behaves very... Oh, wow. Whoa, whoa, whoa. He died. He died. He fell off a cliff and died. That means that it'll function very similar to hyperencode. Yep. 47 times. What? Diluc dying? Falling to his death? Wait, what's that down there? There's like a red thing down there. Man, I never realized how annoying Inazuma is. Oh wow, see, it's two of these guys. You know, I normally don't quest in Inazuma anymore, but when I come back here, I never realized how annoying this place is compared to Sumeru. Anyone who's familiar with Genshin Impact probably knows what I'm talking about. Like this, Inazuma was the island nation, or it is the island nation in the game. It's heavily like Japan influenced, but boy is it one of the most hostile environments to quest in compared to the newer place, or even the older places. Like this guy, look at this. Okay, he's just gonna do his dance. Alright. He got tired. That's cool. There. Oh, more enemies. Reinforcements. Let's do this. She just throws her boomerang at him. And then Diluc just starts burning him down. Wait, this little guy lived? Oh, you're talking about the timestamp from AMD. Okay, yeah, I'll have to go back and check. What was it? Frank Azor? Was Frank Azor the one talking about that, or was it Scott Herkelman? It was probably Frank, because Frank was the one that was talking about a lot of the... I feel like they all had different roles on that presentation. Like, Lisa Su's role was basically, like, build up the hype, talk about all their accomplishments and stuff and what they set out to do. Then Scott Herkelman showed off the GPU, and then like basically talked about the advantages of going with the new 7000 series, you know, the DisplayPort 2.1, all that stuff. And then Scott Herkelman, or not Scott, Frank Azor was the guy who talked about like combining Ryzen plus Radeon. Yeah, he's the guy who was talking about that, so it's probably him. Yeah, I have to go back and look at it. I do like the team at AMD. You know, I do think they have a good group of people who... They're pretty easy to remember them, right? Like, NVIDIA pretty much now only has Jensen Huang. There's that other guy who everybody memed on because he pronounces TI as Ty. There's that guy. I mean, he's still there. Obviously, Tom Peterson, he's a really good guy. He was at NVIDIA for a long, long time, but, you know, we all know he's on Team Blue now over with Intel. But yeah, Tom Peterson's probably my favorite guy from NVIDIA, but he's now on Intel's team, so... It's weird talking about this like it's some kind of sports players, right? Like, so-and-so went to this team, he got traded out to that team. It's almost like the NBA. It sounds really weird talking about employees at these tech companies like they're... Well, I mean, they are kind of big shot rock stars in the industry, though, when you think about it. So, I guess it's not too different. But what I'm wondering is, so they did say that the 7900 XTX is not a 4090 competitor, which is fine. I accept that. That's totally fine because they've priced it appropriately at $1,000. What's funny is, like, if you guys go back and watch my live stream that I did before AMD did their announcement, my first estimate on the price of the flagship was literally, I said $999, so $1,000. So I can't believe that I guessed right. Like, I can't believe that I guessed that right on the first try. That's crazy. Like, I normally don't get those things right. Yeah, and if that's true, if it is faster than 4080 for $200 less, then that's good. That's a win. That's a win because it's 24 gigabytes of memory versus 16. They're giving you 8 more gigabytes of memory, and it's $200 less, and it's faster, and it probably uses less power. I don't care how much better NVIDIA's ray tracing performance is. AMD just straight up wins. If 2 out of those 3 or 4 things, yeah, it's built more for longevity. Anytime I see like the memory bus is wider and the memory amount is higher, that to me indicates that that GPU is going to be relevant longer than one that has less hardware specs in that area, in the memory subsystem. So that's usually how it always is. Okay, let's see what this does. I think it's going to be a good GPU, though. You know, a lot of people seem to have mixed impressions with that GPU. I think it's going to be an amazing GPU overall. But if it can do what we're thinking it'll do, then I think we have a winner. The 4080 16, don't you mean the 4080 12 gigabyte? It's ADA 102, so it should be an 80 SKU. So no, I think it's correct. Just going off of the name, the internal engineering number. Wait, what is this? Why are we... Oh, we're playing soccer? What is this, football? What is this? Dodgeball? Space. Oh, whoa, what the? Oh, that's terrible. I'm just gonna run away from that. There. Why are these people just spamming stupidly? Get in the goal. What are they doing? This is like Rocket League. This is like playing Rocket League, only it's Genshin Impact. No, that's mine. This person who's behind me is terrible. They're making this harder than it needs to be. There. $76 CUs on that compared to that. So wait a minute. So how do you know it's 102? I mean, how do you know it's 142 CUs? This is like a cattle drive. This is weird. It's funny how these little bomb things, they don't move around. They just stand there. I thought they would just hop around like they normally do. Unless they're doing this because this is easy mode or something. I don't know. I guess I'm doing the right thing though. Oh, this is a lot. Wait, okay. I figured the 4090 was cut down because they always reserve the 4090 Ti. Like, they always have the Ti come later, right? So I already know that's why, honestly, I don't care that much about the 4090. I kind of wanted one originally, but ultimately, I'm happier that I got the A770 instead of the 4090. Saved me a lot of money. And the other thing, too, is there's always that 4090 Ti that will then make the 4090, you know, no longer be the fastest GPU. So, yeah, that's the reason why I'm not too keen on getting a 4090 anymore. Especially because of AMD's new pricing structure with the 7900X TX. It's weird how they make us all play as the same character. I'm just gonna spin to win. Here we go. I'm just gonna spin to win. Razor. $3090 Ti only had 2 more CUs than the regular one. Okay, well, if you're saying that it's really, if the 4090's really cut down, then yeah. I don't know what's causing the giant explosion. Do we have to have those red ones in a row? Hey, Ned. Thanks for the sub. Welcome to the channel. We don't get a lot of subscribers live. I noticed that. I don't get many. I go back and I check in like my YouTube analytics. Most of my subscribers don't join while I'm live. Or they don't sub to the channel when I'm live. Oh, now we're all, cause why are we always the same guy? The same character, that's weird. Oh great, I wasted my thing. Okay, there we go. This is weird. What? I bet the stream looks really blurry right now because of all this color. I bet the stream looks really blurry right about now. This is chaotic. I can't even tell what's going on. I'm just spamming buttons. I can't tell. This is so confusing. And somehow we cleared that. I don't even know what happened, but we cleared it. That's cool. 4080 should have been $800, $900. Well, I mean, the fake one was gonna be priced that way. They did do that. Technically, they did attempt to do that. I get what you're saying. Oh, I don't want to do the single player. No. Get me out of here. $4070 Ti is what is... Did they officially say that? Did they officially announce that it's... that's what they're gonna call it? I don't think they've announced anything. It will be 700 if I had to guess. Well, think about the 3070 Ti. The 3070 Ti was $600. It was $599. So they could do... I don't know. Do you really think they could justify $700? Well, I guess they could. You know what? You know what I think Nvidia's gonna do? Nvidia's not going to launch the 4070 until AMD launches their RDNA cards, because Nvidia needs to know how AMD's second best card, the 7900 XT, performs relative to the 4080. That will determine how Nvidia prices the 4070. Well, we're playing like some kind of pinball. This one's cool. I like this mode. This mode's pretty cool. How did I get hit by that? I was... Okay. Ouch. I like this mode. This mode's more fun than the other one. Suppose with the link in my Discord. This game has really good music. I know I turned the audio down because people kept saying in previous streams that the game audio is too loud. But I think this game has really good music. Oh, I'll have to. I don't have it open right now. I have to check. Is the link on? Let me check. Is it on the? Is it about the 4070? Like, is it an actual announcement? Oh, 4070 Ti. Oh, no, it's a video card Z. I mean, that could be legitimate. $4070 Ti. I mean, it could be. I don't know. It probably will be. I don't know why they don't just call it 4070 though. Why call it a 4070 Ti? Why would they launch a oh wait, why am I not able to? Why am I not able to go on ice? What the? What? It's broken. What the heck? There we go. Maybe the 4070 will have only 10 gigabytes of VRAM. If it does, I mean, it'll... The thing is, even though it'll have terrible specs, people will still buy it in droves. Remember how bad the 1060 was? And people still bought a ton of it? Or, okay, the 9... Remember how bad... Well, I mean, back then, like, VRAM was not really that much to begin with, so... But, like, I remember the 1060. The 1060... Remember how the 1060 had that terrible, like, 3 gigabyte model, which was, like, significantly worse than the 6 gigabyte one? Okay, this is annoying. Why am I not able to... Whoa. Why am I not able to generate ice? This is bugged. What the... Why am I still... Why do I keep getting stuck on, like, water? Okay. Yeah, it was. Because the 6 gigabyte 1060 was around a 980. Like a 980 level. Oh my. This is awful. Okay, finally. This one would have been better if the thing wasn't so gimmicky with the water. Oh, this one I have to do an elemental reaction, Dendro and Electro. This one should be a little bit more different because this will be more interesting because two of the players have Electro and the other two have Dendro. So instead of them all being the same. Okay. So I got assigned Electro. Come on, somebody give me the Dendro. Why are we not able to kill them? Okay, we need more reactions. But I remember the 1060 in general was just bad. Like, not the 6 gigabyte. Although the 6 gigabyte didn't really age that well. Like, if you look at Pascal, the Pascal lineup, the 1060 did not age well. Like, it, you know, compared to the 580, it had less memory, although it wasn't really that much worse. It was like 6 gigabytes, so that wasn't terrible. It just didn't age well. It was a 192-bit bus, for one thing, and that's probably what really messed it up. That was probably the worst Pascal card. Although the Pascal cards were pretty good overall. 1070 was good, 1080 was probably my favorite one, and then the 1080 Ti was the legendary one. But anybody who's tuning into the stream, if you guys have any questions about Thunderbolt 4 on Ryzen 9 7000 series or AM5 or any of the motherboards, just post a comment. We can take a look and see if you have a specific motherboard that you're asking about, wanting to know if it supports Thunderbolt 4 on AMD. Just let us know in the chat. What am I supposed to do? Oh, I'm supposed to... Why am I... Whoa. Oh, okay. This is like... This reminds me of playing like a weird Sonic or Mario, like Super Mario or Sonic the Hedgehog type game with the weird, like the coins and everything, and the jumping and the platforms. It has those that weird like what is that? The Jamaican steel drum instrument they got playing in the background. It's really interesting. Or bongo drums or something. They got some kind of instrument, like some kind of tropical instrument playing in the background. I like it. This game is cool. Oh, that was a fail right there. I didn't want to go that way. I wanted to go this way. Wow. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, 1070 at the minimum now to play 1080p 60. That's interesting. For what? Like, I guess what sort of games are you considering? Are you talking about like new games that come out like this year? Because I don't know about that. Elden Ring? Maybe you're right. I don't know if Elden Ring can run at 60 FPS on 1080p on like an RX 580 or a GTX 1060. So you might be right. When I think of like standard, I think of games that aren't super hard to run though. Like Elden Ring is not that hard to run. It's harder to run than this game, but it's, you know, not as hard to run as like Cyberpunk 2077 or something. Why are we all over here? We need to get the one over there. Wow. I don't really know what causes the really big explosion that destroys the entire wall. No one ever bothers to read, like, the objectives when they give you these instructions in these mini games in this game. Like, everyone just kind of goes in guns blazing and just hits things, and it just somehow works. Challenge completed. Somehow it worked. I don't even know if we were hitting the right squares, or if we were supposed to avoid certain squares. See, like, they tell you what you're supposed to do here. No one ever reads this stuff. Like, Challenge 3, Fast and Furious. Use Yoimiya's normal attacks to hit the enemy. Okay, whatever. It's okay, that's cool. Just shoot stuff with the bow and arrow, I guess. We can just keep shooting at it, right? Just shoot them. Oh wow, you hit him there and it's like, okay. I gotta say, this game's gameplay is repetitive, but it doesn't really get boring for some reason. I don't know. I feel like they've come up with a good model in terms of the gameplay loop. You know, I used to play Monster Hunter World. I used to play a lot of Monster Hunter World. I never got Monster Hunter Rise, although I did play the demo of it. I need to turn my monitors. I need to change the settings to my monitor because I'm not streaming a game from the PC. I'm streaming off the capture card. Like every 10 minutes, my monitors are going black, so I need to change the power settings on that so the monitors don't like turn off while I'm trying to do that. There. Just run down the list, I guess. Oh wait, I hate when I do that. I spam X on the controller, and it puts me in single player mode. I don't want to play single player mode. I'd rather do this to other people because it goes by faster. It's more interesting to see what they do. You know, the other thing about Genshin Impact is Genshin Impact does do crossplay, so you are able to play with people on mobile and PC and PlayStation 4 and 5 all at the same time. So that's pretty cool. I wish more games were actual, true cross-platform like this game. It's funny how Genshin Impact, a game made in Unity, is able to pull that off, but like most big AAA title multiplayer games, still have you segmented by platform, which seems kind of ridiculous considering this game can pull it off and like big AAA titles can't, although this game technically is a big AAA game now just because of how big it is. Why are we all like, man, they should not have messed that up. Everyone needs to stay in their lane. This isn't even my lane. Someone else went into my lane, and I had to swap with them. Okay, looks like they're getting better. I like this one. This one's pretty fun. It makes you think of, like, baseball for some reason. Makes you think of baseball in Last Judgment. Or Lost Judgment. Was it Lost Judgment or Last Judgment? I forget the name of the game. It's that spin-off from the Yakuza series, although I think that one did have the baseball minigame as well. What are we supposed to do here? Okay, we're supposed to, I guess, like, throw stuff into the goalpost again. Oh, I got all three on the first try. Let's see, what else? This? Can they fit away with the 4060? What do you mean? Can they get away? They get away with the 4060? Non-TI for 500 plus? Probably, yeah, probably, because you remember, oh, you're saying non-TI. I don't know about that. I don't think the non-TI can, but the TI 60, yeah, probably. What the? There. Did you ever watch an anime called Mob Psycho 100? No. I've never heard of it. Is it a new one? Is it one that came out this year? I haven't watched much anime in a while. Like, I think the most recent thing that I watched was the Rings of Power, Amazon's spin-off series of Lord of the Rings. Wait, why are we doing this one again? Oh, this is different? Oh, this one's easier than the other one because this mode's actually, I like this one. This is probably my favorite one. As long as you get to play as Ayaka. If you have to play as Sayu, it's terrible. Because sometimes she just doesn't cause the ice reaction. So you can't walk on the water. What is it about? Like, what's the synopsis of the series? Uh-oh, I ran into something. It's like One Punch Man. The cast for Rings of Power was a disaster. Really? I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of people were hating on that series at the start. But I didn't think it was that bad. I'm not a super big Lord of the Rings fan, so maybe that's why I was okay with it overall. I don't think it was that terrible, though. Like, I thought it was okay. I would give it probably like a 7 out of 10 if I was gonna grade it. But like, Galadriel being crazy on the revenge plot thing, hunting down Sauron, I mean, that was kind of overdone. The problem is that if you're huge, yeah, I get that. I know people that were complaining about it, but they're huge Lord of the Rings fans, so. You know, honestly, I wasn't that into Lord of the Rings lore until I started watching The Rings of Power. Because so many people were criticizing the show and saying, you know, it was way off. I started watching, like, different YouTube videos to try to understand the lore better. And, I didn't even know, like, Maiar, like, the difference between Valar and Maiar and all that stuff. I finally now understand, like, why Gandalf and Saruman and Sauron and the, you know, like the wizards were as powerful as they were, because they're actually higher level beings compared to elves and men and dwarves and all the other stuff. Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, can you really blame her motive, though? Because my thing is, she won revenge because her husband was killed and also her brother was killed, right? So I can understand why she is wanting to do what she wants to do, but she did kind of overdo it in terms of, like, being too into getting revenge that she couldn't. She kind of missed the point. I feel like she kind of like lost herself in her search. Became too obsessed. She became too obsessed. But I don't know if you can really blame her, even though she's like supposed to be so old and so wise. I will say, no spoilers for those that haven't watched it yet, that are interested in watching it, but the twist in the last episode where they reveal you know who is who, that kind of shocked me. That was one of those what moments, like what? So, but again, you know, I'm not a really big Lord of the Rings guy, so I don't know if I would have ever figured that out ahead of time. But it's one of those things where it's like you want to go back and watch the series, or like a couple of those episodes again, just to see if there were subtle cues or hints as to why, or like that one character was you know who. Like if there were any clues or giveaways throughout the series that showed it. Really? But you know how they did it? They did it all weird, right? Because they kind of tried to trick the viewer into thinking that a different character was you-know-who. And then there was that whole twist in like the second half of that episode. Oh, that was perfect. That was a really good finish. It's kind of weird how I'm getting the same activities that I've already done. I hope I clicked on the right thing. Yeah. I like how they portrayed... There were some things about that series, that show that I liked. Like, I liked their, like, portrayal of Numenor. Like the island with all the buildings and the architecture and all that stuff. I don't necessarily agree with like the way that the actors portrayed it, but in general, the setting was nice to look at. And I also like the part at the beginning where, you know, the King of the Elves tells Galadriel, you know, you can return back to the Valar lands of Valinor, and then she gets on the boat, but you can tell that she's conflicted, like she has doubts about going back, and then she jumps in the water, you know, ultimately doesn't go. But like the thing is, I like how they showed that sailing across the sea, because that was something that I always wondered about as a kid. Like when I watched Lord of the Rings, like the movies, I remember when they talked about going to the Grey Havens and like going in the boat, like when Frodo and Gandalf had to leave with Galadriel and Elrond at the end of the trilogy. I always thought, you know, like, where are they going, and what is that place supposed to be like? So I like that they kind of showed a little bit of that. Like in the very first episode, they showed what Valinor, they kind of portrayed it sort of, like, you know, like in the fields, where Galadriel was still like a child and her brother was there and all that stuff in the opening episode. So I like how they did that. And then also the part where when they were going on the boat and they were gonna go into Valinor, but she jumps into the water, right, and basically doesn't do it. I like that because that was kind of interesting, because I always wondered from a long time, for many years, I always wondered, you know, like what is that place supposed to be where Gandalf and Frodo and everybody and Bilbo go to at the end of Return of the King. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But see, I didn't have any high expectations for the show, and I guess that's probably why I was okay with it. What is this? This is a different one. Oh, okay. So this one is, you get to play as this dude with the katana. Number of shockwaves increases. Okay. I don't know. Do you think the 4070 Ti, or whatever it ends up being called, will be the best-selling 40 series GPU? I don't know. I think the best-selling one is probably going to be the 4060. It's always 60 series. This dude has all these insane, like, moves. Finally, a character that actually uses the flute correctly. This is such a weird. This is such a anime way of fighting. Wow. Look at that. I don't think I'm gonna need to roll on these characters on this banner. I think I'm just gonna skip it. Oh, it's the baseball one again. But it's a different character. Oh, I failed. Oh, that was bad. That was really bad. Oh, too soon. Wow, I can't believe I missed that. The cooldown on her move is a little bit different from the other character. That's probably why the timing is a little different. Oh, what the? How did those two miss? Alright. Razor again. We're almost done with this. I think I need to do this like one more time. And I think I've got all the Primo Gems from this event. It's the only reason why we're doing it. But it does showcase Thunderbolt 4 working with a 4K 60 FPS capture card with no latency on an AMD based platform. So it's nice that you finally get the option to do external capture cards on AMD. What I want to see now more laptops that feature AMD Ryzen processors in the mobile space that actually have the USB 4 Thunderbolt support. I think that's the next step. Okay, Wolf Spirit's really good. It wasn't the cast that was the problem, it was... Oh. Oh. Yeah, I don't even know what he wrote, so... Yeah, I gotta do it one more time, see? One more, and then we're done with this event. What is this one? Oh, this must be the dodgeball one? I think this is a dodgeball. like how even though you get hit, you still get thrown into the coins. So you still end up getting the coins. What? I got tossed into the coins. I still end up getting all of them. That's funny. Or you get stuck. Wow, you get stuck on the actual pinball. Oh, there's airwaves. So wait a minute. How are you supposed to get the ones in the air then? Okay. Oh, okay, so I guess these last 2 or 3 rounds are all randomized. So we're getting random things now. Oh, great. Wait, I can't attack? That was dumb. Okay. Okay, we don't use the E until, wow, we're really bad. Don't use the E like right before it starts, otherwise it'll be on cooldown. You can't do the move. Oh boy. Middle. What? I don't know why, but this reminds me of like Little Big Planet on the PlayStation. I don't know why, but it does for some reason. Because in Little Big Planet, you collect those orbs for points instead of the coins in the Mario games. What? They went in. They went in even though it hit the goalie thing. What? That's the only thing they went in. The goalie, the block thing, like, knocked them in for me. They're supposed to prevent them from going in. That's hilarious. Anyway. Alright, well that's all the Primo gems from this event. Did I do all the test runs? I've done all the test runs. I haven't done that. So there's supposed to be like a free character at some point from one of these upcoming events, but anyway, we're gonna leave it at that. So we're done showcasing the Thunderbolt performance. So I gotta say, this is really good. Like, I can't tell the difference between this external Thunderbolt based capture card and an internal PCIe based capture card. So that is pretty nice. Yeah, I don't think we need to do any wishes. So let me see. When was the last time we actually did wishes on here? Kokomi, September 16th. So I basically don't have anything then. Permanent wish, nothing, right? So what is this? 9, 10. So that's 9 times 5. So 45 plus 3. So we're at 48 wishes on the permanent banner. And I got 4. So we're not going to do anything there. I honestly don't think we need to do anything. I don't think I really want this character on my free-to-play. I'd rather try to get Yoimiya. But I don't know. Because Diluc is still good. I don't have a good fire range character though. Amber is not really that good. Cole was free. In fact, she was free 2 times. So I think I should have a C1 on her. Yeah, I have C1 on her because she was free twice. Like when 3.0 first came out, you got a free Cole. And then there was an event that gave you another free one. So she was free. Fischl was free a couple of times as well. Her alternate outfit was free as well. Kaya, I don't think I have anything on him. Traveler. See, this is kind of what a free-to-play account looks like. Because none of the characters have constellations unless you were really lucky. Like, I just pulled a bunch of Sucrose for whatever reason. And then an Amber. That's standard banner stuff right there. Ningguang, 6 of those. So that's basically me rolling on one of the character banners that I actually wanted the character and then pulled a bunch of her because she was on that banner. That's how that happens. And then, see, like everyone else is just kind of there. So, in fact, I don't even know, like, what does the character archive look like on this account? So, see, like, I don't have... I'm missing a ton of characters on the free-to-play. So, obviously, I don't have the new characters. I don't have any of the Sumeru characters, except for the free-to-play one. Actually, Dory's gonna be a free-to-play character too soon. So I'll be able to get her that way. And then, I don't have any of these characters. I think Yai Miko's rerun is coming up. Don't have any of these. Don't have Raiden Shogun. I do have Kokomi, and that's probably how I have a C6 Ningguang. And then I wanted Kazuha. One of those two, I forgot. It was one of those two. Kazuha's from the rerun. And that's basically it. See, like, I don't have Jean. I don't have Chi-Chi. So I only have 3 of the 5 standard banner 5-star characters. And then I have, like, all of these characters. So, yeah. And then Yunjin was from a random pull on the standard banner. So was this guy, I think. Wait, what? Oh yeah, 300 from the Primo gems. Or the maintenance. Okay, so that's cool. Yeah, but let me see. What do I actually have for weapons? So, no 5-star weapons. Not a single 5-star weapon. This is how you could tell this is a free-to-play account. There's like nothing here. And I'm using 3-star weapons that I've leveled up. That's the other dead giveaway. I probably need to level up more 4-star characters. I know I need to level up her, actually. Should probably go get her pearls, which are like way over here. MiHoYo really outdid themselves. Yeah, but the thing is, the reality is the game itself is actually a pretty good game. Like, this game is probably the best live service game I've played in a very long time. The fact that it also has co-op multiplayer. Just need to get her pearls. She's the most recent character that I got. Oh, there's some stuff over here. Let's just get the pearls, though. I don't want to waste time. Yeah. Yeah, I'll agree with you there. You can't... You can make the best game in the world, but if you don't know how to sell it, you know, like, it's never gonna become a thing. Why is she jumping like that? That's weird. She's the most recent character that I got on my free-to-play account, which is the PlayStation 5 account. So this one, I really wanted her over Ganyu. I could have gotten Ganyu, but I chose Kokomi because she's a healer, and Bloom is becoming the meta right now with Dendro and like Hyper Bloom. So I wanted her more than like the other, than Ganyu. Ganyu's good, but I don't like playing FPS style on console, on controller anyway. So it's like I'd rather just spam autos with Kokomi and just you know, like spin to win or whatever with Diluc or one of the other characters. Never expected it to blow up as much as it did since it's... See, I never played Genshin at the very beginning. Like, I started this game... I did start when it was on the very first banner, like with the original Venti banner, but I did not play like from day one. I started during the Venti banner. I played basically through up until the point where like Eula was new, and then I quit the game. And then I came back to the game last year, like after Inazuma was out. And then I quit the game again about a year ago. So it was after Kokomi's banner, like her first banner was when I quit the game for a very long time. I basically quit this game, never went back to it until like sometime earlier this year when Ayaka's rerun was going on. And then ever since then I've been playing the game. So actually I need to kill these things. I mean, it's a relatively easy, simple to play game, but there are aspects about it that are really nice, like the puzzle solving. If you like that kind of gameplay, it's relatively easy. It is a good free to play game, like in terms of what you can do just playing for free. It doesn't really hold you back. Like, you're not locked out of anything if you don't pay any money, so... Oh, that thing. I won't be able to get that. See, like, I don't have the character that shows me where the loot stuff is. Oh wait, there's samurais here? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? It looks really good. It looks really good, and I still can't believe that this game is made in Unity. It's made in Unity of all things. You know, go figure that a game like this would be made in Unity. Uh-oh, I'm too far out. I'm gonna need to pull this guy in. Is this guy immune? Oh, he's immune to water. I need to farm these things. I think Kokomi needs these for Ascension. Yeah, honestly, this game... So, the other game that I've been playing recently is Star Ocean, The Divine Force. This game looks better than that game. Like, it looks a lot better than that game. And that game came out literally this month. So, it's like... I don't know. Or maybe it was last month. But anyway, it's so much more recent than this game. Oh, I hate when this happens. I need a tall. The loot's tall. There. Burgeon. Blew up because of the fire. Oh, I need this. This and Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2. Oh, yeah. Titanfall 2 is I don't know. Out of all, like, the shooter style games, Titanfall is definitely, like, one of those sleeper hits. Like, not a whole lot of people play it anymore. Trying to remember where her pearls are. They're like, I think they're around this area, in like an L shape or something around this part of the map. Where is this taking me? Oh wow, it's taking me up there. I don't need to go up there. Oh, there we go. See, there's... Okay, well that's cool. Now I can see where they are. I just think this game, like, this game has very, very good quality. Not only is the gameplay itself good, the soundtrack is really good. You know, even just the side events are also pretty good. Yeah, it looks pretty good for a simplistic art. Like, the art direction in the game is really good. I think that's what it is. See, honestly, that's the thing I like about... So, I know this game is made by MiHoYo, and this is a Chinese-based studio. But in general, I do feel like this game is obviously heavily anime-inspired in terms of its look and feel. But I do think that as much as the Japanese developers are behind technologically in terms of their games, like a lot of Japanese games are definitely lacking in terms of the forward-looking feature sets. Like, what's a Japanese game that has ray tracing? Let alone, well, okay, like, let alone path tracing, right? Like, just ray tracing in general. There's not a whole lot of them. I can think of Capcom. So Capcom's RE engine, like on Resident Evil. But like for example, you know, most of the games that come out of Japan are far more simplistic in their design, so they're not really quick to adopt bleeding edge technology. So like ray tracing, for example, DLSS, it's something that they kind of see as like a nice to have, but not a must have. So they're definitely kind of behind when it comes to technology, but I do think that their games have very good art direction. The art direction of the game just makes it stand the test of time real well, like for most of their games, despite being more limited on budget compared to a lot of the big Western studios or first-party studios like Sony, as a prime example. Okay, I think there's more of them around here. Maybe, no. Guess we'll try over here. I hate when I can't get up there. I should have chose Kazuha. Kazuya would have been able to get up there. I'll go this way then. Did I get these? Okay, I guess I got those already, so I need to go down here. No, I got those too. Alright, well, let me see. Do I have enough to ascend her? See, I need one more. Good example, they were never groundbreaking in a technical sense, but their art design, OST, and lore. Yeah. I mean, most of their games are, right? Like look at the Final Fantasy games. Look at Final Fantasy 14. That game was made... The original was 2010. Then they remade it because it was so bad. And it launched 2013. So it is 9 years old. Final Fantasy 14, currently probably the most successful MMO right now. Is 9 years old. That art style has really held up. Now, granted, it is starting to get a little long in the tooth in terms of they do need to update it. Man, there's got to be more of these somewhere. I'm looking in the wrong spot. I need to go, like, over here. I mean, if you look at the Demon Souls remake, right? The Demon Souls remake made by Bluepoint, that is an example of what can be achieved with those type of games if they adopt newer graphics technology. Now, Demon Souls remake doesn't use ray tracing, but they did such a good job with the lighting, the in-game light maps that it looks really good. Even though it was a PlayStation 5 launch title, it's still one of the best looking games on the console today, even today. Probably the only next-gen game in my opinion. What, Demon Souls Remake? Did we just randomly stumble across a whole bunch of these pearls? I guess we did. Okay, well I have enough to ascend her now. I think the only thing I need to do... Oh, I need to get... Oh, there's more over here. Okay, watch. We're gonna do this. Who's gonna burn that guy away? This guy's gonna get reverse vaporized. I like how Kokomi probably could have killed those two herself, but because it's all water, but it's like, let them do it. She's like, I just want my pearls. Get me my pearls. I think we got most of them. I'm not looking at an interactive map. I know I could be using an interactive map to find these, but I just decided to not do it. Oh, see, there's one right there. Okay, I think that's all of them over here. And then there's a challenge. There's a time challenge over there. Plague Tale Requiem does not look as good, in my opinion. Wait. Oh, compared to Demon Souls? Yeah. I don't know. I personally have not yet played that game, Plague Tale Requiem, but it looks really good. She like throws a thing at it and it actually it chased it down there. That's awesome. Got him. I don't know, the Demon Souls game does look really, really good, but I think there's probably better looking games now. I think Plague Tale does look... Although, I don't know. I've only played Demon Souls, so I don't really know how good Plague Tale looks in person. I've only seen it in YouTube video footage, which is probably compressed footage, so that's not really a fair comparison in my mind. Oh, is this thing actually going down here? Why is it going down there? Ooh, another pearl. Ooh. Oh, that was the one that was hidden down there. Watch, she can walk on water. When her ult is up, the cool thing about her is she can literally walk on water. As long as her ult stays active, she'll be able to walk. It's probably gonna fail. She's gonna have to swim. She's gonna have to swim. Why did this stupid thing go all the way over there just to go back across the water? It just leads me on a wild... This is ridiculous. This thing is really gonna zigzag across the water like this? What? I don't ever remember doing... What the... This thing is really gonna do that? It could have gone in a straight line. It decides to zigzag across the pond like that. Oh, look. See, I like how Genshin just kind of... The world exploration is just like Dark Souls. I like how Genshin has really... They've incorporated like really good... Almost like... It's very much like Zelda. The world exploration is just... It's top notch. Like you go somewhere and then it leads you down a path to another whole nother area, whole nother puzzle, treasure chest, etc. Some enemies like this. The gameplay loop is really good. This is the game that replaced Monster Hunter World. I used to play a lot of Monster Hunter World, but once I started playing Genshin Impact, I just stopped playing Monster Hunter World. I never bothered to get Monster Hunter Rise either because of this game. Well, it wasn't really because of this game. Yeah, I haven't really needed to go back. I haven't really wanted to go back. Devs of Plague Tale use amazing particle effects, level design, the character models, and animation are a bit behind compared to... Oh. Well, isn't Plague Tale made by like a small indie studio? I think it is. If I'm not mistaken. Oh good, more of these. Wow, the explosion from Dendro plus Pyro actually killed those things really fast. Oh, you're gonna be a level designer? That's cool. Yeah, I really feel like I'm surprised that I wouldn't be surprised if a Japanese studio was trying to make a Genshin Impact type game, because you know they have all the ability to do it. Like they might not have the money though. That's the problem, because I feel like MiHoYo invested a ton into this game and it really paid off. But the fact that a lot of the underlying core game concepts are based off of they're all based off of like The Legend of Zelda or Breath of the Wild is the most obvious comparison. Why is this not? Oh, I bet the middle one moved. No? Oh, that one? Why is this not awake? Is that one? Okay. There. That activated that as well. Is there something in here? Nothing. So what was the point of like having this here? That's weird. See, that's the cool thing about this game, though. Like, the way they have this game, like, the exploration is so good. The three things I like about this game: the exploration, so the level design, the world design is really good, especially in the newer areas. They've taken a lot of, like, inspiration from games like Dark Souls, because there's a lot of verticality in the newer areas in this game that just weren't there, and a lot of the puzzles, the exploration, the placement of the enemies, the boss fights. You know, they have multiple phases now, so that's really cool. Like, there's just a lot that's to like about this game. It's not nearly as hard as Dark Souls, so it's so much more casual friendly. You can just like chill the whole time playing this game. You don't have to like pay attention constantly. Unlike a Souls type game where you kind of have to pay attention all the time. Well, that guy died pretty quick. That guy lost his shield. Man, Kazuha is so OP. This character is like one of the most OP characters in the game. His crowd control is super broken. Blue Protocol will probably take off if they play their cards right. They recently posted on Twitter that there will be a beta soon. Well, there needs to be. Isn't that game already out in Japan though? I need more of these things. I don't have enough of those things. I hate how you can't just like... Whatever, just go here. Oh, I have to fight the boss. I have to fight her boss fight. Because she needs one more of the boss thing. I just don't know if I have enough of her. So I need what? Like 13 more of those greens? I'm pretty sure I don't have enough. Yeah, we definitely don't have enough. This is terrible. So I need 7 more. I hate farming those things so much. That's probably my least favorite enemy. That and the floating wolves. People used VPN. Oh, it was closed beta. Okay. Alright, for this fight, we should get another achievement. I think I just need to get rid of her. I just don't need her. I guess we'll bring Kaya, and this is gonna be the water boss. So I don't know if she'll be that good. The cryo boss, or like I need cryo. We'll go with dual. All right. You ever played Dragon's Dogma? No, but I have seen it. I'm familiar with the game, but I've never played the game myself. I want Blue Protocol to be good. Like, that, I would be playing that game if that game existed. I tried Phantasy Star Online, but I just never liked it. It was like a more boring version of like Monster Hunter. That's the only way I can describe it. I was not a fan of that game. I even tried to play it again when the new Genesis thing came out. Wait, why is this still alive? You know, surprisingly, the debate club. This is a 3-star weapon I'm using on Diluc. It's pretty good. Still use it. Even at AR-45, I still use it. Heal me up. Heals up my own character. That's cool. I like how you can use the mechanic against the enemy. That's nice. Do we have a release date for that game? Like the beta, at least? Man, the pattern on this boss is super annoying. I really hate the water bosses in this game. This one and the other one. If you have good cryo characters, the other one is a joke. But this one, the pattern is so annoying sometimes on the RNG. Like, what is this? This is so... Okay, he's got... Okay, here we go. Final phase. I gotta kill the... Why is this still... What the... Oh, are you kidding me? This is why I hate this boss. I died? Okay, it's just everything's going downhill. This is not good. Heal me up. Why is it... See, it just stands there and does nothing. I reset the music, it took too long. It's bad. What? Oh, I hate this fight so much. Oh, okay, where... There, finally. Okay, now all I have to do, if I want to ascend her, I'm not gonna even bother right now. Yeah, we're pretty much done with this game. I'm not gonna waste time farming those things, so... They'll share more info on the 15th. I have enough, I just need... What, 2 purple blues and then 1 of those things? Or more of those things? Okay. Alright, so that's gonna be that game. Let me see what I want to do here. Really, the only game that I want to play, that I want to actually finish, is Star Ocean: The Divine Force for the rest of the year. The only other game that I'm looking forward to is Crisis Core Remake. Those two games are the only two games that I care to complete. I'm getting that feeling to want to go back and play games like Elden Ring again. I haven't touched Elden Ring in months, but that's a game that I do want to play again. So, but it would be like a new game plus run, so I don't know. Once you experience everything in a game like Elden Ring, it just, the first playthrough of those type of games, like the Souls type games, is the best playthrough. After that, it's still fun to revisit it every now and then, but it's just not as fun anymore. Okay, let's kind of switch over here. What do I want to do here? Move this. Wait. No, I'll just leave that there. Okay, that's Thunderbolt. Control. Is that like a really scary game? Is Control like a thriller type game? Like Silent Hill? Or maybe not, because your character has a lot of powers and stuff, so maybe not. It's not like Resident Evil or something, is it? Wait, what am I trying to do here? Is, why is this? Oh, that's... Oh, because paint is up? There we go. We just send these guys back out. Forgot about that. Oh wait, what? No, no. Is it like Alien Isolation? Because Alien Isolation is like a scary game that's sci-fi based. I mean, I've seen okay, the only gameplay footage I've ever seen of Control is basically review benchmarks, like hardware or not hardware unbox. Did hardware unbox use it? Basically, whoever uses Control when they review games and they include Control as one of their benchmark games, that's the only time. Actually, Digital Foundry. Yeah, Digital Foundry is the only, like, any gameplay that I've ever seen of Control is always from like a Digital Foundry video talking about ray tracing or something. That's the my only exposure to that game. I don't know, I know nothing about it other than there's you play as some female character who has like psionic powers or something.
Sorry to interrupt everyone. We finally have
Oh no, we don't want to watch this. Just I'm trying to do my dailies and we get stuck in like a story.
Oh, I have a question. Me first. Me first.
No rush.
There aren't real jump scares.
Please line up and ask.
Are you familiar with the Fatal Frame series?
My question is simple.
I don't even know what's going on. I don't know which character story quest I stumbled upon by mistake.
I I suppose. I just want to experience a different...
Yeah, so that I'm a big fan of that series. So I'm actually pretty stoked that Mask of the Lunar Eclipse is getting a remake or a remaster for PC, because I never got to play that one. That's the only one out of all of them that I have never played, because I never had a Wii, or I mean, I never had like a Japanese Wii that I could play the game on. So, but I mean, I've played the others. So the PS2, the original Xbox ones, and then I played the one that was on the Wii U. What was it? Maiden of Black Water. And I did play it again last year, about a year ago now actually, was when I was playing it. Trying to platinum that game on Steam.
Oh, you do have...
Oh, my turn, I want to bring the souvenir box to my room into my dream.
I dreamt of a raven.
Hey, no rush! One at a time!
I wish this game had the ability to skip cutscenes, like Final Fantasy. And the other thing I wish they had was with the ability to replay cutscenes. They really need like a theater mode. I'm just gonna skip past all this stuff. Okay, this is what's your name? Story quest.
Dear experts, we have another...
My question is, what, huh? Interesting if... Anyway, oh, you're not... Huh? What's wrong?
This is her story quest. Come on, skip past everything. Go. I did play through the current new story, like main scenario quest line in here a few days ago. And it was pretty good. I feel like Act 1 and Act 3 of the Sumeru arc was the best. I didn't like the middle part of this story arc. It was really boring. I honestly don't really like the characters that much in Sumeru. They're not bad, they're so cliche. They're so anime trope that it's like, it's not as interesting as Inazuma's characters. Like, I liked Inazuma's cast a lot better. I thought that the main scenario quest of Inazuma was dragged out too much though, compared to this one. I did not want to walk into this quest line or this cutscene. Oh man, this is long.
What should I...
Longing for the deceased, even if you're what?
No, I don't know. She even...
That's really...
It's almost...
Maybe were there any...
I don't know. I really felt...
Huh, but dreams are... It's not the...
Yes, and it's...
I think I can...
This is like a 5-6 minute cutscene. Wow, okay. Let's get out of here as fast as we can. What's the quickest way to get to this thing and avoid all of that? Okay, this is what I wanted to do. MGS levels of cutscene length. Yeah, it is. Especially if we're talking about the main scenario. Main scenario is the most atrocious for cutscenes. But I am kind of interested in what next year's new nation will be like. Because it's going to be Fontaine, so it's going to be like France and Italy. In terms of the, or like medieval France and medieval Italy. Well, I don't know about medieval, but you know, like not current. In terms of what their inspiration is gonna be. I imagine it's gonna have something like airships, steam. I think like steam powered ships are gonna be like a thing, because Fontaine seems like it's gonna be more technologically advanced. because you already kind of get hints of that, seeing a lot of their merchants travel through Sumeru on the road. There's a bunch of random quests that pop up to save them from bandits attacking their trade routes. So, and they got a lot of like, they're the ones who make the little ships that are like flying in the air because they have like an Nemo slime powering them. Just need to do my dailies. I need to, am I maxed out on, yeah, I'm maxed out on that again. I bet I'm maxed out on stamina, yeah, or resin.
Make yourselves at home. I see everything.
Your sins weigh upon your soul. You stand condemned. Guilty.
Oh, that was everybody? Wow. Yeah, Sino's pretty good. This character's pretty good. As a primary DPS. Thing is, I don't even have any of my characters built properly. Like, I don't have anything built that optimally. What is this? Oh, see, this is like another random quest that pops up.
Sharing my knowledge. Commit it to memory.
Nowhere to run. Judgment is upon you. You stand condemned.
It's like he didn't care that he had a shield. He just relentlessly kept attacking him until he just died anyway. I still feel like in this game, as much as they tried to nerf Pyro, I still feel like Pyro's incredibly strong.
Cover to apply. Hey! Where do you think you're going? Wisdom. All eyes on me. Positions.
You are not welcome here. Futile.
I see everything. Here's the good.
Your sins weigh upon your soul. Guilty.
We got one more. Oh wait, there it was.
It's raining again.
Guess I just need to spend my stamina down, then we're done.
Add Astro. Thank you for
Alright, do I need to do anything specifically? Other than fight the water boss? To collect those, I guess? Yeah, I don't really have much else to do in the game until the next... Unless I want to farm artifacts, which I hate doing. I guess we'll fight this thing. I hate this thing, though. The reason why is we'll try to get the... For, what's his name? Child. This guy. Collect those for him. I think he's the only other character that still needs those. Need to bring Cryo for this fight though, so we're gonna have to build a different group.
I await your instruction.
Ayaka, no, not her. Tenari might be good, but I kind of want to try, like... Against water, I guess, like... I don't have Rosaria built, but I could use Rosaria.
Sooner we're done.
I don't think she's built correctly, though. Oh yeah, Chi-Chi. I can get rid of Zarya. I can go Chi-Chi. We can bring... This guy? I guess this guy.
Not a problem you can't solve. Clue me in.
We'll go with these. Does this guy even have the right artifacts? Oh, this isn't even leveled up. Hold up. That's a really good artifact on him, though. Might as well give this to him because someone else took... I gave, like, the artifact that he used to have to one of my newer characters. So now I need to backfill him with another artifact. I'll take it to plus 16. Alright, we'll stop it here, see what we get. Crit rate. That's not bad. I mean, Elemental Mastery would have been nice too. Because let me see, what is he at now? 56 and 140. 77% anemo damage. Yeah, that's good. And that's just at plus 16. That's not even plus 20. I have very few artifacts at plus 20.
An assassin from our homeland, or a fool who trespasses upon the waters of Chingsa. Coveting the shapes of the living, pure water can take on many forms. In this way, shall water deliver your punishment.
Wow. He just like drop kicked those things to death. Oh boy, we don't have any range.
Faster. Make yourselves at home. Hey.
Yeah, this is not gonna end well.
Truth hurts.
Without solid ground, terrestrial creatures become simply helpless. The power of water is its ability to take any shape.
I need her, her ult.
Life goes on.
Oh man, this was an oversight. With no range, this fight's gonna be way longer than it needs to be. Maybe I should probably just quit out and go with somebody with range. This is gonna take too long. Why is a catalyst user not able to hit them? So she's not even like a...
Wheel of life.
Alright, let's get somebody with range. This is ridiculous. We'll need, oh man, I hate to use Ganyu because she's already maxed. But I'm gonna need somebody with range. Diona, I guess.
Need my help as usual?
She doesn't even have anything. A level 1 bow, that's not gonna work. This is, oh boy, this? Here, get this and then borrow this thing. And then no Bleece, nothing's leveled up except one piece, whatever, okay. I just need her to freeze those stupid things in the air. Because Hazo, he can Falcon Punch everything to death. So I don't even need to worry about him. I mean, I don't need to bring Ayaka because he can just punch everything in the face and it'll just die, so we're good there.
Rain! I hate rain. Let's go inside. I'm not scared of water. I just hate it when my clothes get wet.
An assassin from our homeland, or a fool who trespasses upon the waters of Chainsa.
So we will do a quick recap at the end after this for the Thunderbolt motherboards, but basically
This way shall water deliver your punishment.
yeah, see, he just like Falcon Kick. Falcon Kick. Okay, these things don't even have a chance. They can't even fight back.
Is its ability to
I love it.
any shape.
Like, you just stun lock everything. The only thing I just realized, Dendro has no elemental reactions with any of the things here.
Solid ground. Terrestrial creatures become simply helpless. The power of water is its ability to take any shape.
Wow, she has good range. Not sure how he died there. That's kind of
One who is
interesting.
ignorant of water's treasures fails also to comprehend its horrors.
Opening box of Adept Tricks.
Fracture!
Go! Guys.
25k?
Happens when you lose your
He just punched that thing into 25k damage.
Wheel of life.
The power of water is its ability to take any shape.
I punched it.
Make yourselves at home. Diana special.
Oh man.
Turn a little.
Wow, what the?
And rivers flow. Water will exist.
That was awesome. You know, the other game that I'm looking forward to for next year is a game by Team Ninja called Wulong Fallen Dynasty, I think is the name of the game. And it's kind of like people are calling it Neo 3. I mean, it's kind of like that. Sort of, I guess, in an interesting way, but I feel like that's not what they're going for. Although the gameplay loop is very similar, I don't think it's a giant loot fest like Neo 2. Because Neo 2 is more like Diablo 3 in terms of the amount of loot that you get, with difficult gameplay like the Ninja Gaiden series. Or a lot of people like to compare it to Dark Souls, and yeah, I guess it's a valid comparison. I hate to consider it like a Dark Souls type game, although yeah, it probably is more like Dark Souls than Ninja Gaiden. But I've always thought of it more of like a Ninja Gaiden successor. Hazo's pretty good. I mean, I haven't used him since Sumeru launched, but he's a pretty good character. I like his fighting style. He's the only melee-based catalyst user. Where's the other ones? That's it? Man, Chi-Chi is super good in this fight because she extends the platform, like, because she freezes she creates like an ice field. Man, look at the damage he's doing to that thing.
Sacred name, fortune preserver.
Without solid ground, terrestrial creatures become simply helpless. The power of water is its ability to take any shape.
It's funny using Dendro without any reaction. It just seems very counterintuitive. Like, this is not how it's supposed to be used, but it does actually work.
Water's treasures fails also to comprehend its horrors.
What?
Oh, Snow White.
Oh, that's not good.
Bring it on! Yeah, yeah.
Rise.
Pew pew.
What?
My eyes.
Oh my god. Really? What? Huh? Did that reset? Oh, okay, we're done. Alright guys, so that's gonna be it for the stream, I guess. Yeah, that's it for yeah, that's it for Genshin for tonight.
It's lovely and
Okay, let's make this easy. Let's not waste time. This is stupid.
As per our contract.
We'll bring Ganyu and end this. Although I don't even think she has the right. She doesn't even have the right artifacts anymore. So it's like, what? At least that is upgraded. This is upgraded. That's sort of upgraded. That's not upgraded. All these dendro pieces. Man, that's a lot of good stats on that one. Huh. Yeah, it's kind of hard to give some of these up when they could potentially. That one's bad. Okay, we'll just take that one and this one, I guess. She rolled HP, that's terrible. I mean, I just need her to freeze things. Like, she doesn't have to do much. 155, hold on. We can make this better. Borrow this. Just give her a stat stick. 41% crit rate. Why is her crit rate so bad? What's going on here? Man, I keep rolling crit damage for some reason. That's really annoying. Attack percent sands. HP percent sands. Attack percent sands is worse than the other one. Yeah, this one's worse. HP percent sands. I don't really need any of those. Man, we're gonna have to really like farm a lot of these. EM attack on Electro? Well, you know, that could come in handy. Cryo, no. Not for that. Geo, no. If I can just roll crit rate on this. Again, crit damage? She's rolling so much crit damage. Man, 187%. Well, whatever. That's more than enough. Let's go. She's one of my few characters that's actually above 80. She's like not just level 80.
It is something of a luxury, but I love listening to the rain from the courtyard.
An assassin from our homeland, or a fool who trespasses upon the waters of Chinsa. Coveting the shapes of the living, pure water can take on many forms. In this way, shall water deliver your punishment.
Life goes on.
The power of water is its ability to take any shape.
Access denied. All hail.
Without solid ground, terrestrial
What is her attack? Why is her attack so low?
creatures become simply
Well, I guess I need to level up her artifacts more, I guess. Okay, her attack needs to be like 300 levels higher, 300 points higher.
the power of water is its ability to take any shape.
No touching. Everyone hold hands. Wheel of life. Orders given. Orders received. Born of ice and frost.
One who is ignorant of water's treasures fails also to comprehend its horrors.
Rise. Fast. No touching. For Rex Lapis.
Let's see what happens when you lose your foothold. The power of water is its ability to take any shape.
The Temple of Wisdom. Access denied.
He just punched it away.
Falls and rivers flow. Water will exist forever.
Wait, she got friendship level 4? How many days left for this thing? 6? Okay. Okay, so I guess to end the stream then, let's kind of review. Let me bring back up the paint for those that were tuning in. Where is it?
Something on your mind again? Let's work through it together. Two heads are better than
Oh
one.
no, she's just gonna keep talking the whole time. Let's do this. Where's paint? Okay. Well, get the game out of the way, I guess. Is this why? Okay. I don't know why the game shows up behind it. Okay, now it doesn't. Well, anyway. So to reiterate what we were talking about today, these are kind of the general motherboards that I'm aware of that support Thunderbolt 4. Some of them are very, very pricey. So really, the most cost-effective ones are going to be the ones down here. Well, okay, not this one, not that one, but you know what I'm saying. Like this one and that one. I still think this is the best value overall if you're adopting the platform for the long haul. Unless you really want the second chipset for more PCIe and USB ports, that's really all there is to it. So I kind of think that the next step in my mind for Thunderbolt 4, not only is there going to be a newer one, so they did announce kind of like what is it, the 80 gigabit USB ports or whatever. But anyway, regardless of that, I do think that the next step would be to incorporate either the Intel Thunderbolt 4 controller, hopefully this one, or if not this one, then maybe the ASMedia one. But I really think that this is the one to include in the laptops for next year. I do think that we need to see USB 4 and Thunderbolt kind of like a standard thing in most devices now. I feel like there's no reason for it not to be included, considering it was in Apple laptops for a very long time. You know, granted, it was the previous generations, but regardless, it's a thing now. So, with that being said, I guess I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. I thank everybody for watching, and once again, I'll be back with another video. We'll probably talk about a different topic in the future, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Until then, take care. Thanks.